Hello, everybody. So let's start with a little bit of a countdown. It's not going to be as long as usual because I was late, but hi, everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a really great August. I was on a little bit longer hiatus, so hopefully, you're going to forgive me. I'm going to take a little bit more time off after this is done. I'm just trying to post invitational community, but it just doesn't want to. Just give me a second. It just doesn't want to take the photo and post it for some reason. Bad YouTube, bad YouTube, bad YouTube. I don't know what to say. Kind of like doesn't work. Let me try it again. Just to invite more people because now I'm doing this streaming from StreamYard and they do not send the automatic invitations that used to be sent before. And now we are in Mercury retrograde or pre-Mercury retrograde, I believe. So crap like this happens. So my goal for today is to celebrate Virgo's birthday and traveling through Virgo's sun, which I believe it starts tomorrow. And the next live that we are going to have is going to be one, two, three. Just give me a second. 4, 5. I'm actually still not sure if it's going to be 16th or 23rd. Uh, Most likely 23rd, but I'm going to announce it later when I have the date firm. And that's it. The summer is over and then we can start. So let's see who is here. Now that I can switch to different, I just cannot post it. Imagine this. It's just like it doesn't let me. That's it. So let me just see. Oh, there it is. Something happened. Oh, that was like from yesterday, but not from today. Is it going to let me just post a text or this is not allowed? I guess that's allowed. Okay, at least something for people to know. So I hope everybody having a great summer. I actually don't. We have a really, pardon my language, shitty summer here. It's lots of rain. We started really early. We started with summer in May, which is very unusual for Canada, especially kind of like I also live in a colder part of it. Um, but it started with big temperatures of 30, 35. I don't know what is this, like it's over 100 Fahrenheit. And then we had June that was raining the entire month. Then we had July that was like so hot, also 110 degrees the whole month, so you couldn't even use it. And then it started to rain. So it's just nothing that could have been used. So let's see who is here. Barbie is here. Hello, Barbie. Lorna is here. Hello, Lorna. Happy Color Day to you too. And Kelsey is here. So I guess they're just like few of us. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to start. The system is the same. Oh, Barbie had a nice summer. At least somebody. System is the same. This is one. Is the next one that we are going to do. So after this one, do I have the Virgo? If somebody can keep reminding me, because you know that I'm kind of like forgetful, that kind of like put these banners. So later, I kind of like try to put these. What do you call it? Timestamps. They're not exactly accurate, but at least people can find approximately where they are. So let's start with Virgo. So happy birthday, Virgo. Wish you all the same. So we are in a season of harvest. We are in a season of being organized. I have already noticed, you should see my office. It's kind of tip top, getting rid of the stuff. I just didn't like things being everywhere. So I'm feeling much, much better. So I can absolutely understand kind of like that Virgo is sinking into me. Also, my Mercury is in Virgo, and Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo as well. So it's a double whammy that we'll be experiencing. So I'm not going to talk much about Mercury retrograde because all tarot readers and including myself in the past, Mercury retrograde, we know. It's just like watch what you say, double check your emails, make sure you have air in your tires, and buckle up. I started Mercury retrograde just to let you know with a broken spring in my car. So it's the same thing. It's just like it's costing me each and every time. And this is like 3 times, or what is it, 4 times or 3 times a year. So Virgo, let's see over here. Did I just move your stamp? So let's move your stamp over here. And let's see what we have for you. And this is going to be really short and sweet because we do actually have a gorgeous day today. It was supposed to rain, but instead of raining, it's sunshine and it's really, really warm. So, and here it is already noon. So we have the cat for you, Virgo, which is reversed. We have 8 of Earth, which is reversed, which to me is like the ultimate Virgo card aside from yours. And then we have 2 of Sky. So let me pull one more card over here. So just we can see this connotation. So this kind of like tells me that you are really eager to start something. You are like brimming with, I need to start. I don't know if you are kind of like in a teaching profession or there is something seasonal that is starting in September kind of for you. It looks to me that many of you kind of like maybe have a contract or you're commencing something, but do expect delays. So this is your Uranus over here. Uranus is jumping in. Uranus saying, you know what, I don't really feel like it. You know, Uranus is one of those planets. That's why you either like us, Aquarians, or you hate us, because we cannot explain it even to ourselves. Like we just sometimes like really act like complete jerks. And it's the Uranus that makes us. And trust me, it's a really, really good and valid excuse because it's not planned. It's just like something gets into you and, you know, you trip your cat or you trip your dog and they just look at you. Why did you do that to me, mom? And then you realize it was just a bad joke. You didn't really think it through, right? So that's what Uranus negative does, right? So hopefully many Uranus positive things are there when you get like, I mean, inspiration. You just really revolutionize the things, right? But this really means to me delays. It's something, it's not landing on its feet, right? Something is losing kind of like one of its life. It's not really death, but it's just like something that you're expecting is just not coming through, right? This is also kind of like, as I said, the ultimate Virgo card. It's like about organization. Look at this, like Mother Cat is taking her little Siamese kitties out and teaching them how to kind of like hunt, right? So I didn't teach my kittens at all, but like you should see one of them, Onyx. He is a hunter, and it's a problem because right now I'm feeling responsible for the death of a hummingbird, of finch, of what is it, 3 dead mice, and I think 2 alive that he brought here, but really injured. So he just does it for fun. It's an instinct, but for me, it's breaking my heart. So come September and the bad weather, they are becoming indoor cats again. So 8 of Earth is something kind of similar. You cannot resist that instinct. You cannot resist that urge to go out and do stuff. When this reverses, you just basically say that you're just failing. You're like spinning in circles, like you're trying to do things, but things are just not happening for one reason or another, right? So this is like where this like big confusion kind of like happens. So this is like very kind of like interesting, right? And then we have a 2 of Sky. So this is it. Like, I mean, you have these setbacks because clearly they are setbacks, right? And then you're saying, okay, and this is like really good about Virgo. Like if they're like not giving up ever, right? So it's okay. Let's see where we are. What can we do about the situation? How can we move forward? What can we do? What do we do? Hello, Chris. So let's see what we have. And we have here sides reversed. And check this card out, right? This looks like a piano, but we know it's not piano. Somewhere next to the water, it's a bench. It's a really, really solid bench, right? The rose is down, which looks like somebody gave it to her, the rose, right? Like, isn't this like a hat, a gorgeous kind of thing? I saw one of those on Etsy. I'll definitely get it, like with this whale and fascinator. It's really different. Shoes are also awesome, of course. Let me comment on that one. But is she appearing happy? Is she appearing sad. I don't know if you can see it, or is it still picking up the background? Or is she becoming, let's see, just like here and there doing it? Okay, can we just get here? You see, almost like she's very sad and she's really taken with the moment. So she's calling a letter, but let's call it like she's calling a phone. She's holding a phone, right? So what I am noticing in this card that she needs that bench as a support. And the bench is like made out of stone. So this is like something really, really firm in her background. There is like ship going forward, which is interesting. That ship also exists on another card, which is called Merchant. And Merchant is a businessman shaker. And whenever I see this card, for some reason it connects. It almost looks like she's some kind of like long distance relationship. And, while there are lots of words exchanged, there's like really no action that is really going on, especially now when she's coming here reversed. And I was really looking to kind of like get a little bit more insight into kind of like why is this kind of like some kind of like disturbance in the process, because Virgos are very, very organized, right? And so when something like this happens, this is like God's will, if you kind of like wish. So even though in the opposite situation she's waiting for something she desires, so when it reverses, I would guess those sites are now over. So the ship is coming in a harbor. It's not anymore leaving. So maybe somebody had anxiety over something that has to happen. Maybe this person now has returned. Maybe, sometimes we imagine scenarios in our head and that thing doesn't happen. I don't know. It also, yes, sure, it can mean that there is like unrequited love happening here. So no longer sites are needed because now we're accepting situation. So keep kind of like this in mind. But I usually see this card as a positive. However, we do have the two reversals here where I don't see them as bad reversals. I just see like it is, let's say, something foolish, something that was not properly thought out. And here that just, lack of preparation or lack of being detail oriented is basically costing us. I mean, did you forget to deposit the money and somebody drew the money from your account and you have like this NSF fees, kind of like a smaller irritation kind of like happens over here, right? Also, guys, as I said, that might be some kind of beginning, but those beginnings could be a little bit thwarted or delayed. So kind of count on that as well. So let me catch up with you guys while you're guessing up which one is the next one, so we can focus on that one. So Lorna said that she's going to San Francisco tonight. Going to be cool there, cool like in many. Going to have lots of fun, or cool, it's not going to be hot and warm, because right now it's really beautiful outside. I don't know how much is in Fahrenheit. Oh, I left the phone in the other room. Okay, so much the better. So it's not going to kind of like ding me all the time. Jenny has a birthday? How do we know that Jenny has a birthday? Jenny? Huh? What? Huh? Who said it? Happy birthday? I seen it somewhere. Okay, I'm losing my mind. Now I don't see it anymore. So Chris is going camping tomorrow. That's amazing. Oh, forecast is rain. That's not amazing. Why would you go camping with rain? Like, no, I don't see it. Unless it's not a tent, unless it's kind of like something with a solid roof over. That can be kind of like really interesting. That was last night. I actually left all the window open and I was listening to that rain. Yesterday was like such a huge thunder. It just like felt like cannon. It was like so close that you should see the cats like puff. It was just like everywhere, right? So that's kind of like really interesting. Oh, cool, in the high 60s. So okay. I thought this is like Canada going crazy because I gambled when I moved here because Toronto was getting so hot. It was just not possible to take advantage of the summer. So I said, we already have such long winters. So I figured, okay, I'm going to sacrifice. I'm not going to sacrifice spring because we don't have spring here. But I wanted summer to be enjoyable, and I heard fall is absolutely spectacular here, and that's true. It's beyond believable, because the entire New Brunswick is just greenery, like forests, right? And lucky us, we're actually not burning this year. But then the summers are just equally hot here. So let's see. Found a cat. You're at the vet. Oh my god, you need to send me the photo so I can put that photo over here or put it on the side. That's amazing. Hopefully the kitty cat is going to get a really awesome name, kind of a thing. How does it look? Let us know. So nobody guessed, guys? Nobody? You don't care? Okay. So the next one is Pisces. I don't think we have Pisces in this group, do we? I'm going to just stop reading certain signs. So you know what I want? Pisces. If you're there, you need to say Pisces. And I'm going to put a little star next to you because I never heard any Pisces saying yay over there. And if you're not voicing your opinion, actually, I'm going to ask this every sign. I'm just going to simply remove that. You're going to have a little bit more time for the rest. Is that rude? Is that cruel? I don't know. Anyway, Pisces. On to you. I have two Pisces kittens. So first of all, you have the Hermit. So this is signifying transition under Virgo's sun. And you got a freaking bundle. So Pisces is, you're going to remove me. I'll show you. And if this is my reading, it better be a really, really good one. So then you have Earth Tom. You have two of Earth. You have lots of Earth over here. So how do I go with this? Then this one, the Empress. Then this one, Sea King. And we have Ace of Sky. That's a very, very interesting mess over here. So you're going from being completely solitary, and this is like solitary by choice. It's not being alone or lonely. Sorry, it's not being lonely, it's being alone. And it's being alone because you're like saying, you know what, other people just annoy me. I just need a space. It could be somebody describing somebody introverted. You introverts, how you are. Other people exhaust you. I have a friend actually who is Pisces, and she says each time that her husband brings people over, and her husband is highly extroverted and likes to have people over all the time. She said, I lock myself in the bedroom, and if they stay over an hour, I cry. Oh, it's kind of like very sad. So what do you see? We see Earth, Earth. Earth, Earth, Earth. This is partially earth and partially air. And then we have a water. So this is really balanced and good combination for the transition. Earth and water kind of like are elements that really complement each other very well. So you have two major arcanas and you have a karma card over here. So what is really happening over here? So it's happening that you actually really need emotional support. Almost like sounds to me, my dear Pisces, that you're going through some deep-rooted issues, that you're like on the brink of making a decision, but you're kind of wavering back and forth in kind of like how to do it. Earth Psalm to me is, even though it's Earth, I always see this card as Aquarius. I kind of like mull it over. I meditated on all these cards, and yeah, kind of like I have a little bit different associations that basically what has been assigned to it. So forgive me for that. And you know that because this is Cat Tarot, I always do monthly readings with cat, kind of like tarot theme cards, right? So the Empress is kind of like really interesting because she is the queen of comfort, right? So this is Venus principle. This is Virgo and Venus that we are actually observing here. So we have a friendship, and then we have this balance. They're actually reminding me, I just purchased, we have the farmer's market, and I purchased these heritage tomatoes. This is amazing. I don't know how it is, guys, where you live, but over here in Canada, it's very expensive. I think it's very much the same everywhere in the world. Where is Kylie? She said she would be here. She probably fell asleep because she usually chimes in on these topics just like me. But kind of like special this year because June was so bad. Like, I mean, there's like this guy that I buy lettuce from him. I have lettuce in my garden, in my backyard, but his lettuce is out of this world. It's almost like you feel like you enter a fairy tale. And like I usually go and I buy 3 or 4 for a week. And I went today at 9, the open market at 8, and they were all gone. I said, oh my God, oh my God. He says, I just can't. He said, I don't have enough, basically. We didn't have enough crop because of bad summer. But he said, you have to be right on the dot at 8 to really get it. So that's it. I'm not going to have letters this week. So this is basically that principle. Empress is that nurturing, that feeding principle, that you want to get these letters, that you want to kind of like have this nourishment. So it almost like, leave me alone. I need friends. Now I need to really think, what am I doing? Well, come my family. My family feels good. I feel good surrounded there. And this is like almost could be a father, could be a boyfriend, somebody who is really, really having big shoulders. And I'm talking metaphorical shoulders, who is really listening. And this is kind of like emotional confession. It could be a counselor as well. And look at how beautiful this card is in this deck, right? He is lying down on the shore, enjoying his kingdom, even though his kingdom is out there. So that shows how confident and what kind of comfort he has. He's also a little bit of a loner himself, because emotional life for water signs is not outside. So that's what be fire signs who talk about great emotional life, because they need to express everything, right? And now that I am Leo moon and Leo ascendant, you know that expressing everything is like becoming my new me, and I don't know if I really like it. But this is like really typical for water signs. They are going to be clam, right? So just the more they know you, they will let you in and close it, let you in, close it. And then you really will have to know them to open up entirely. And then they feel very vulnerable because they feel you're going to smash them, which we eventually do, right? But then there's like some resolution happening over here. And probably this is like when we are over this whole period of delays of Mercury retrograde, which kind of like is going to affect you emotionally, greatly emotionally. But I really have to say that other than being very confused, and not being able possibly to reach a decision, you're going to kind of like draw strength this month from the other people. The other people will be helpful. I don't even know if I need to clarify something. I just want to see this indecision. What is this indecision based on? So what is this? So we have a malady, but it was reversed. Are you maybe a tidbit depressed? What's Barbie? Barbie, is that my score? I think I'm falling down from 35 or something because I don't have them as frequently. Oh, well, so be it. At least we're going to have the people who really love me. So malady reverse, guys, it kind of like talks about there's like some period of suffering, but then again, you're a Pisces, you're like Jesus Christ impersonified in this particular life. So this is simply when you start feeling like this, like crap, then you need to take a break. You need to kind of step back. You need to tend to the problem so the healing can occur. So this is really kind of like it's just the meaning of healing in this particular card. So it is just reinforcing what I've said before. You just cannot cheat tarot. And I didn't pull another card. You guys can. Oh, we have one guess from Barbie. We have that guess. So let's continue over here. Yeah, summers are so short. Did I put this thing back? Wait a minute. What is this? Is that Pisces? No, that's a new one. And I seen what it is. And what is this? Pisces? No, that's the next one. Okay. I think I know where I put it. Okay, I'm not confused anymore. Did I put Pisces? I did. So the next one, we have Gemini. And it's so weird, Barbie. I'll reward something for this and I'll tell you why. But when I finish Taurus, right? Okay, so we are going into Taurus right now. So do we have any Tauruses over here? Or Taurus ascendant or Taurus moon? So that is kind of like people who are going to be very affected with this. I need to go a little bit faster. Jenny, Aqua. So Taurus. So Chris goes, we go every year in August. This is the first time rain might be an issue. Tense and positive spirits. That's nice. So you have the 8 of Fire reversed. You have 2 of Fire up And then you have the sun. My dear Taurus, so 8 of fire is still something really positive, something happening. So it's not a whirlwind romance. Oh, it's like merchant. This is really good. So this, if I see it this way, I would say, oh my gosh, somebody's going to sweep you off your feet. But this is like better. This is like a nice gentlemanly thing. It's not somebody who is just like too much to handle. It's not something that you need to process. It's just kind of like something that is really happening in a really a nice and kind of gentle way. And merchant is Taurus is very much connected to business, to finances, to money, right? That's why we have this proverbial bull for stock market. This morning I have I said I had vibrator. Believe it or not, I actually don't own a vibrator, but I do own vibrating machines. One of those standing ones that are really good to move lymph around. So I do it. I wish I do it religiously, but I do it as often as I remember in the morning, and then I watch that television downstairs, right? So I was watching these all top financial people in the world predicting how we are entering a really bad period for the next 2 years, and everybody's saying don't spend money on anything. So I'm like telling to myself, really, really, you're starting like your day like in such negativity. So anyway, Taurus, let's go back to you. So, but I think this is music to your ears because it's connecting. Like you are happy with the money that you have. You're like reassessing your finances, and you're reassessing this person coming in your life because looks like there is a filter for you as well. We all have a filter, and your filter is like you want to be wine and dined, and this person is doing the right way. Having said that, there is a little bit of should I go into that or should I not go into it? There's like that indecision that is happening. Oh, there it is. Like we have Taurus rising in the house over here. So something is going on in this direction. So something, so almost like you have a date, and the date is very interesting. The person looks good on a paper, but you still are not sold. Let's kind of like call it this way. And I think maybe you have a couple of things lined up. So I don't know if this is the same person that kind of like resurfaces and shines, or this is a completely different person because it can be both possibilities. The sun, this card is just amazing. Whenever I see the sun card, you know who I think of? I think of Madonna. Not only she's a proverbial Leo, but her face, not now though. Like I don't know why she did it. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm just so upset with her because she was my idol when I was growing up, and now she just destroyed everything that I thought about it. But like that face, it looks like a sun, and that was like shining so brightly, and the kind of like steps she took to get to that fame was just like all very typical for Leo. So here we see these kitty cats in the immediate circle, right? And then we see one basking over here, trying to be kind of like, just look at me, kind of like, can I just kind of join you? I want to be part of this crowd. And that one who is a clearly outsider. And there's like this worship of some sort that is really happening. So Taurus, there is like going to be either a Leo or somebody who has presence. It's certainly something that it's kind of like a model, doesn't like, not a model in the style, oh, this is a beautiful woman or handsome man, but there is like somebody with charisma, let's put it this way, that you're just noticing this person and it's a connection of some sort, right? Keep in mind though, Taurus being a fixed sign, this person is also very, very fixed. So, and maybe this is balance. It's like you're equal for sure. So leave your door open. And maybe this is kind of like what was the message behind this card, right? So let's turn it up this way now. And let's go in the next one. Guys, any guesses for the next one? I'm going to Barbie put you in here. And I'm going to tell you, I promise to tell you why, but so why do I have two? Did I put Taurus here? Yeah, I put Taurus here, so I have to put it on the other side. You see, that's the full card reverse when you're like all over the place. So the next one was when Barbie put Gemini, right? Where's Chris? When Barbie put Gemini, what's going on? Oh, and I was not putting banners, of course. I actually pulled Gemini here, and that's kind of like it was just destiny. I said she has to get it, and that's why, Barbie, you're getting, because you technically you were on the same wavelength as me at the moment, even though the card that was like ask was, and there it is. She again pulled Gemini. So this is the next one, putting it over here. So we can go this one. So Gemini, let's put your stamp over here. Oops, almost like had crayons all over me. And I know I feel actually rested. I haven't done any readings for a month, and I just really feel much better in channeling all of that stuff. I really have to say, because I didn't take this break in 6 years. So it really feels good. So this one jumped out, and it's like 7 of Swords, Gemini. You're having somebody who is something that you have. You know, I have a friend, or had a friend. She was really never a friend. Let's put it this way, a Gemini. And it's like one of those rare friends that makes you really sad, right? But anyway, so she came into some money recently. I have realized that she was taking advantage of me, of many other people, my paradigm shift, and I just call off friendship. It's literally first time in life that I said, that's it, you know. I just feel that you're a user. And it was nothing coming back. Oh, I kind of keep you in a high esteem, but it was like nothing shown to me that this is not the case. So it's over. So, but Geminis in general, I have the most complaints and most requests for reading for Geminis and Sagittarius. Go figure, right? Because Sagittarius is, the both of them are kind of like butterfly kind of a thing, and it's gorgeous, but it's gone the next moment, and you cannot build a future with nothing, with just the smoke. It's a cloud in the air for Gemini, and for Sagittarius they're like just wind. And while it's amazing, it's almost like, oh, I seen it, right? But it's not there the next moment. So yeah, you cannot bottle it. Hello, hi, this is Mr. Onyx. This is Mr. Onyx, the kitten. Look at the size of the kitten. He is much bigger than Matrix, and Matrix is a really, really big kitty. So, yeah, he's the murderer in the house. He kind of like brings all of these birds, and you can see the whiskers. Yeah, that's a good stuff. That's a good stuff. He's a Pisces, and now we know you. It's Gemini ascendant, right? So, Gemini, what I'm seeing here is that either you are doing this again, that you are doing something behind somebody's back, that you're claiming something is mine, and it isn't, because we see 2 kitty cats. So which one are you? Or somebody's doing something behind your back. Either way, hello ECAT. Either way, this is like a main Moon in Aquarius card, right? And it's really, really difficult. We just kind of like been through it, like past months. It's connecting to it. It's maybe something that has happened recently. I would say maybe when was it, about 20 days ago. I cannot see anything from the tail, but we are going to deal with that. But look, you're coming to kind of like fullness. There is Earth King, and Earth King is like when we stand with really 2 feet firmly on the ground, firmly. And I would need this deck to shuffle to see this one, right? So this shows about financial prosperity. It shows about enjoying better things in life. It shows like pushing things ahead, enjoying life. Just repeating myself, enjoying the finer things in life. So you're getting really good wine. You're choosing friends, but it just feels like that you are kind of like going to be really afraid, because this shows that there's this lack of planning, there's this lack of organization. Things are slipping through your fingers for one reason or another. So let me see, what do I get here? And look, I get foe, right? And foe is a really interesting card, because who is a foe? Foe is so it's not an enemy, it's a foe. And that's like that mysticism kind of like, which really kind of like gets involved in it, right? Because she was a friend once, and now she's not a friend, right? But there is like entire kind of like kind of like a little kind of like story about it. Could be somebody who is a competition. It could be, a fake friend. It could be some kind of like fraud. So maybe, like, I mean, and I'm not thinking about my ex-friend who came into money, but for her, like, I would say, look, you came into the money, you're enjoying your money, but be very careful how you're investing it right now, right? Because it looks like your people are dragging you into all kinds of schemes over here, and that might not be good for you, right? But that could be simply kind of like a person or event that is going to interfere with Gemini's life, right? So unlike the enemy card that we also have, this is somebody who is out in the open. You totally know their intentions, right? So you kind of like totally know what can happen, right, from this person, what you can expect, right? But there is also a positive aspect in this card, in this combination, right? And the positive aspect would be that there's still time to avoid the damage. There is like still time to prepare yourself. So you just really need to recognize the threat. You see the door, you need to recognize the threat and slam the door shut. That's it. So you need to put your antennas out. And it looks like you're thinking in terms of money, how to make more money, how to enjoy it, but also you're spending. Like, I mean, it's kind of like that duality, which can go really out of hand if it's not really well controlled. So that's all I'm saying here. All right, let's go next one. There is the card that I pulled. So what are the guesses? We have a Leo. So ECAT is here. So hello. And so did I put Gemini? I did. So let's see who is next. Go on my banners. And the next one is Aquarius. And that will be the 11th over here. See, my brain is starting to work better. Even switching this. And I'm going to put this next one out. Thank God Aquarius is coming ahead. I really hope we don't get any reverse cards as usual. Comme d'habitude, as French would say. So let's see. Aquarians. Let's see Virgo transit. So the first card is, consequences, reverse card. There is like something legal going on, something not going well, not going to support us, not going to help us. We are paying the piper here. And we are paying the piper not necessarily for something we have done in this life. If you guys haven't seen the movie Cloud Atlas, I highly suggest. The book is way better than the movie because it explains better in details, but it's Tom Hanks. What's this other guy, funny guy from the UK who was in Four Weddings and a Funeral. So it's a really good movie about traveling through different timelines, right? And look at this. We also have the grace or temperance reversed. And the last one, they're all reversals. And I'm hoping for no reversals. I also hope for reversals. Maybe I get it around. So this is Three of Cups or Three of Sea. And this is like a friendship, unusual friends. This is about patience and balance. So everything is off the rocker this month, literally. There are two major arcanas, and one of them is being a karma card. So as I said, we are paying the piper this month, and we are losing it. We are going to be mad, and we are going to be mad at our friends. Possibly, so then don't involve your friends. That's what I would say. But then again, Aquarius is the sign of our friends. We trust our friends. We create our, emotional house of friends. And then when we feel betrayed, we really do feel betrayed. So, but this is going to be a big one, and it's going to be something karmic that needs to be resolved. I have also noticed a tendency with air signs, especially Aquarians, that the entire last year was sort of like closing the door year, and that is going to be the past. And now we are in some kind of like very interesting something, let's call it present. And then future didn't commence yet, but this present is just existing for a long time, right? It's not just now, it's just existence of a sort. But in that, what I've noticed is like that the door is going to close shut, which means that some people will disappear from our lives, that we might change the profession, we might change the address, we might change the attitude, we might change the hair, we might change how we dress, we might gain weight, we might lose weight. So there is like something going on with air sign. And when air signs usually are the first ones who are starting the shift, and then everything else follows. So there were two cards that want to come out. Well, thank God something good is going to come out of it. So fortune, look at, there is like some money coming through, and a wife, and she doesn't really have to be a wife, so it's going to be something instrumental with some kind of like a woman if you win. So this is basically saying buckle up, it will all end well, but you really need to go through the storm. So don't you have these moments that you can go and turn the clock back and say different things and do different kind of like actions? So now this is really telling you, look, you go off your rocker, that's going to be remembered. But you go classy and you do something like that, you're going to kind of like end up really, really well with this, right? Because this is talking about lucky streak and dreams come true and some kind of happiness and some kind of like positivity. Because look at that, she's blindfolded, just like over here that we have like injustice basically happening, right? So I suggest that she doesn't see who is benefiting. So she is giving to us, even though our karma, so something will be happening so badly to us. So for example, we might lose a lawsuit, but then win the lottery. And which is much, much more than a lawsuit. So that's kind of like stroke of luck that kind of like happens with this card, right? So I would just say, you Aquarians, you need to continue believe in your dreams, that they're going to come and dare to attract good fortune. What I usually tell to people who need readings from me, especially the ones who ask for Lenormand, in Lenormand usually have designated cards. One is lady, another one is a lover, and people want to be represented with these cards. In general, this is representation, but like also if I'm reading for this person to check on somebody else to see if there's another person in their life, then they also want to be represented as a lady, which would be the main character, right? And this is like where it gets complicated, because when you start ordering the cards to kind of like follow your train of thought, it's like, really, dude, you want me to answer it, but on your terms and how it fits you, forget about it. That's when like a nightmare really starts to happen. And this is kind of like also a warning here for Aquarians as well, right? Because wife is like somebody who should be loyal, honest, and committed over here. So so it's basically saying to me, because it came on this Three of Cups, and look at this Three of Cups card. Just wanted to show you how basically this happens. There are two keys and they got a seal here as a friend, but now somebody's friendships is denied, somebody's being shoved aside, kind of a thing, right? And basically maybe we are the one who are being shoved aside, and we are feeling, okay, I have been really committed to this, right? I was dependable, I was trustworthy, I was used. But then you have to start seeing this as a win as well. If somebody like that is just treating you like a commodity, then you know what? You're like better off finding this out, even like maybe it was not soon enough, kind of a thing. So kind of like pat yourself on the shoulder and just say, okay, at least this is over, right? But you really need to understand that there's like also somebody here, maybe who has a challenge of being loyal, or has a challenge of being there for the other person. Maybe somebody needs intervention over here. I don't think it's us over here, but we might need emotional support. But all I'm saying is stay classy, my dear Aquarians. It's going to be really helpful this particular month to kind of like look in that direction. So let's see what Chris says. I'm chatting long distance with the lovely Aquarian. I'll be meeting in September. She's very spiritually awakened. On the other hand, every time I get up. Why? Yeah, because you know why, Chris? I'll tell you why. Because you have wait a minute. No, you're not Scorpio. Why did I think you have Scorpio? No, you don't have a Scorpio. You just get attracted to Scorpio because of your Taurus. No. So the Taurus, usually fixed signs get attracted to another fixed signs, because the fixedness is what connects us, right? We all want systems. We all want to build systems, and these systems can help us function. But then you have a Scorpion Aquarians living together, and Aquarian has a system of, I need intellectual development. I need that spirituality. I need to understand how things work. I need technology. And Scorpios, oh, I just, I need to love for 4 days and we have to everything. And of course, look, you know what? That's great. Sounds really great on the paper. I cannot do it though. Right. So then you just realize this fixedness is completely different. And that's possibly kind of like what it is as well. We have been, yeah, you know what? Like probably Libra would be good for you, Chris. Like what Barbie's saying, we have Venus. That's a really good advice, because you have to look where is the Venus sign. So it's not only the sun sign for relationships that in particular. Venus sign is like who the person is, and their Mars sign is like, for at least I interpret it this way, what they are looking for in a partner, right? So that's a Scorpio Venus. So that's, you see, what you emotionally need. You emotionally need somebody loving you to the bone, and that's what you want from the other person. Anything less than that is like F off. This is not what I'm looking for. And that's kind of like, for you, air signs look like you're fluffy, you're up in the air, you're going to fly off, and you cannot give it to me, right? And I think that's where this kind of comes through. If you get Libra, they're like overly charming. They're like sirens, and like, they woo you with their song and dance, and you are captured before you know. But ultimately, again, it's not love expressed in the same way. Guys, Ika suggested Leos, Barbie suggested Sagittarius, but we are doing Scorpio. Let me grab another one. For the next round. Scorpio. Let me put the banner here. Scorpio. Here we go. Go back on comments. Put timestamp here. So Scorpio. We were just talking about you. Did you hear me talking about you during the intermission? So let's see what's coming up. Oh, you see, the love of my life was a Libra. You see, I have a nose for it. Right? So, Scorpio. I have lots of Libra in me, my ascendant, but I don't really like my ascendant. It makes me very indecisive. So there you go. So we have Scorpio seeking. This is you. It really predicts emotional turbulence of some sort. And everything that I was saying, I need other person that loves me to the bone. You're like very moody. And look at this, is followed with Four of Fire. Four of Fire reversed is still a positive card. It still talks about getting to the next level, but an Ace of Cups. So what comes after this card is this card, and then a new round, a new cycle comes, but both of them are reversed, so they cannot connect, right? So they should be going in procession, but it's almost like they're flying in the wind, and they're like connecting, like it's just a broken telephone basically game in the situation over here, right? So, and this is really interesting. You're going to see, like, we had Taurus, then we had Aquarius, and now we're having the Scorpio. They're all fixed signs. So when fixed signs are in disorder, guys, we all better buckle up, because if you really think the central cards in tarot, which is the World and which is the Wheel of Fortune, like they have this like round, basically snake, or what they call it, these leaves, laurels, right? That kind of connects, which kind of signifies the life continuously being perpetual, kind of like motion. But they have these fixed signs, and there's a reason. So on one hand, these fixed signs have books next to them, which means you still need to learn. You're halfway. You still need to study. As my mom would say, you need to eat more cereal. That was her expression for you need to learn more things in life. And then you have the World, where the books is removed, and now they're like fully fully accomplished in that particular stage. So then when fixed signs are in disarray, hello, Safi. Hello, Safi. Come here. Come here. Hello. Little inspiration. Do you love everybody? Do you love everybody? Really? Do you love Barbie? Huh? Do you love Chris? You were thinking, how about Lorna? Really? How about Ikat? Okay, this was also hesitation. Is there a reason for hesitation? Who else do I have? Do you love Jenny? No? Did Jenny do something to you? What if she apologizes? Will you love her if she apologizes? Okay, so she needs to apologize. What did she do to you? She didn't find you super ultra pretty? Huh? Oh, that was it. How dare she? How dare she? That's horrible. All right. So, Safi, let me kind of get the stage to finish the Scorpio. Let's see this. Safi, you love you, cat. Safi. Oh, now she wants to burrow under this. So this is a giant mouse pad that I bought, and I just love the star pattern. And so she goes in the bathroom under the mat, and she just covers herself, and the floor is heated floor just left the whole summer. It just cost me extra $25 a month just for her to heat her skinny bones up, because she's a tropical cat, so she doesn't have that extra layer, which she definitely doesn't need it. But she's like a greyhound, or Italian greyhound. So we have this color reversed. So it's really indicating that you are like dabbling into something for which you don't have lots of expertise. So suggestion here is like, look, just, if you need to pay for advice, as much as you hate it, please do pay for it, because something is costing you emotionally, that action of some sort that hasn't been, I guess, launched properly. It's costing you emotionally. So it's possible not only physically. So we have here, something is moving to the next stage. Maybe this is also describing a breakup, my dear Scorpio. And maybe it was something bigger than a breakup, like a divorce, that also kind of like included lawyers and finances, because I'm seeing here a widower, and it says Mia Kara, over here. So he finally is over, maybe not over, but he is now able to be poised and to go out in the world and kind of like deal with the world. And this is like, it's connecting also here with this next stage, right? But he is not yet ready to go into kind of like the next stage. And that's why we have the Ace of Cups reversed. So let's see if Safi lets us. What is the next card? Like she gets colors for kittens. She kind of is long, but she's like really tiny. She's like only 4.5 pounds. And here we have a friend. So yeah, Scorpio, it's kind of weird, because I was just explaining that Scorpios are more into emotions. Are you there with me? And let's just jump really deep in this ocean and we are together. But here, I should just remove that. The next one here. And so there is like loss of friendship that you are really, really feeling. So I don't know, Scorpio, is it Aquarius that you have been dealing with of some sort? It's just like the month is going to be one off. I really have to tell you. And with Scorpios, I can tell them bluntly as blunt as I can actually say to air signs. They're like, just bring it on kind of a thing. But certain things will clear. And there is like a big loss that you're experiencing, unfortunately, saying that. But at the same time, maybe you're not realizing at this time you're going through these motions. And these motions are bringing you to this next stage, which is, you want to be ready. You're almost saying to yourself, I think you're going on the dates. I'm seeing you going on the dates and seeing you trying to numb this pain. But the truth is you're not ready, and you're going to realize that and kind of like take steps that you really need to take. So we are going to see that. I know, bad Jenny, isn't it? Huh, Safi? Do you like Jenny now? She apologized. Can you love her now? No? Does she need to go back down on her knees? Huh? No? What else? Catnip? She needs to bribe you? Huh, Javi? No? she's just deciding to sleep over here. So let's go. Which one is next? Ika says Leo, but we are going in the Capricorn territory next. So let's change Capricorn here while I'm drawing another one over here. So this is going to be our next one. I have to put it on the side so the Safi doesn't get it because it's really interesting, right? It has to be kind of like checked out. So let's see, Chris. It's a resident Capricorn in the house. So let's see what we get over here. And you get like special luck over here. Savi is like, I don't know if you remember when she was younger, she would come to every reading. She always had something to say. And she always, no matter what the reading was, she would turn around and bring lucks. It was just like, it's kind of like I don't want to use Trump word because I don't like the guy, but it's just a luck that you have. So we have a Sea King over here for Capricorn, and we have 7 of Earths, and then we have 3 of Fire. So this is really interesting. So is that you, this Sea King? Is that you, Capricorns? Or is it somebody coming into your life? Either way, it's almost like boiling down to the kind of like same result, right? Because Sea King is a person who is like a sturdy, who is emotional, who really you feel really comfortable with. Even though you just met this person, you just like feel like, oh my God, you're like so nice. You're so sweet. I really like spending time with you. And hence, you guys are very, very patient for that reason. There's like the 7 of Earth. The 7 of Earth is like even trying to satisfy whims of this person. This person is not very high maintenance. It's actually a very low maintenance person. But for example, if this person would say, I don't really like the taste of the water, you're going to try to find if there's actually natural source, water source or something, because you all really want to enrich this person's life. That's kind of like how it works. Because seeing this big roots over here, seeing this mushrooms growing, it shows me that this water is permeating here and it's really, really connecting. And these 2 cards truly, truly connect. And there's like something almost like growing and something very medicinal, healing happening over here. And then there is like 3 of Fire. And 3 of Fire is a new beginning. So open yourself up to something new. And this is a really, really good beginning. This is like embarking on a sea trip, if you wish. And as you know, it doesn't move as fast, but it's every moment is enjoyable. It's almost like with every breath, there's like something new happening, right? So you don't have a storm anywhere. So it's kind of like really good to look at in this way, right? So let's see this. Pick one up and you're getting the room. So you're getting a room, literally. So this is the person who is going to be sexually compatible, because room to me signifies intimacy. And this is what was the 18th century version of let's tell them to get the room, right? So it's something that is really close. It's sex, those serene moments, it's positive outcomes. I don't know. So it's going to feel this person is really, really special. And I really hope they have a better taste in furniture than having the grandma stuff all over the place. So Capricorns, you're going to have quite enjoyable and sensual and sexual month. So good for you guys. So Jenny Richardson, what? I don't know what you're referring to. So let's see who is next. You guys are saying Sagittarius and Leo, and Virgo was done. So we are still a game. So let's pull a new one. How many do we have? We have this one, and then this one is for later. Let me put it here next to me because Safi is still on the table. Isn't this nice to be a cat? Whenever something is on the table, just like flip it off. They kind of like clean it this way. And we have Libra. Libra is next. Okay. So we had Gemini, we had Aquarius, and now we have Libra. We are finishing the air signs. The stamp. Oh, let me adjust. Just a little short of 1 hour over here. So Libra, let's see. Jenny said that she loves you. Jenny said she loves you. How can you be so rude? Do you love her? Do you love Jenny? You need to forgive. You need to let go. You need to let go. Whatever happened, happened. Okay, can you forgive? She has some stuff on her head that almost like feels like little sores. I don't know if she's in the fights. I was trying to comb it out to see if there may be little fleas because now she steps out. And so I don't know. Come on. You love Jenny, don't you? You do. Yeah, you do. You do. She's giving me this big look, kind of like, yes, yes, of course, yes. Can you give us a look here to see your pretty eyes? Huh? Pretty girl. All right, let's do Libras. Let's do Libras. This one wanted to come out. And we are talking here about Earth Kitten. Oop. And then it is Two of Fire reversed. There's like Nine of Sea reversed. And there is like Two of Sky reverse. And this is being Libra. And this is like why I don't necessarily like my Libra ascendant. So now this ascendant is switching a little bit into Leo. But I'm going to show you. This is what means living life as Libra. You're like very charming. Everybody kind of like wants to be around you. You're like into everything. You know what's going on in the city. You know all the art stuff. You know how to pull up beautiful home and stuff. But oh my gosh, you're very indecisive and you're pulled in all the directions. And sometimes you just pull your hair and say, oh, I'm not ready now, blah, blah, blah. So let me just go like really quickly in the row, explain, and then I'm going to pull the clarifier. So Earth Kitten is kind of like, you're not really going to be open, especially to strangers. So it's going to feel that kind of like, it's some kind of like, look, indecisiveness over here. This is kind of like, other people stay away from me. And also like Nine of Sea reverse, it feels like that you're not really able to find, I cannot say happiness because this is not really happiness card, but sort of like, and it's not also, it's a wish card, but that doesn't mean now that your wish is not coming true. It's just like you're very nervous. It's like, again, you want something on your terms. And so this is where you guys get fooled because the Empress card is Venus. And who is ruled by Venus? Taurus and Libra. But they express this Venus very differently, just like Capricorn and Aquarius express Saturn very differently, right? So while Libra is going to appear to be very charming, oh my God, they're going to have this like iron will. And do not mess with the air sign. Look at Barbie, like she's freaking commander on the board, and I love it. I wouldn't have any other way. But maybe some other people kind of like would feel, oh, you're just too bossy for me. And then you'll go, forget it. I was just doing this in your best interest. I just told you to wash your hands because you can get, disease, etc., right? So it just kind of shows that, the air signs think like, mile a minute, and kind of like we arrive to different things, but the other people just say, just relax, just chill, just slow down. But here it feels like there is going to be some kind of like level of agitation. Or here, this one really jumped. So it really wants to talk. Oh, good God, talking about agitation. This one is despair. So please, guys, if you get depressed, I need to know that you are going to see your doctor and you're going to do something about it, because it tells me that maybe there is a person in your life who comes in and out of your life over here, right? Especially in this card as well. And I don't know if you can see it, this dude. And that's the funny part about this card. Okay, so even though it's a very kind of like a negative card, there's like something, just as I was explaining the woman with the bench, he's committing a suicide, so he's going to kill himself, but he has to hold on a chair in order to kind of like make sure he kills himself or that he has a support. That's kind of like the weird thing in his thing. So why not to freaking sit in it, like if you really want to do it, right? And there is like this, a picture of a woman, looks like with flowers, that has been broken. So signifies to me his broken heart of some sort, right? So that's kind of like what it shows, that somebody is really, and so it's not, it is the outside input, but it's kind of like one person in particular that is kind of like putting you into the stage, right? But look at this, like you are, and that's an air sign, you're like not dwelling on it. You're just saying to yourself, never mind, look at this. All these bricks are torn and put everywhere. I'm just going to put them together. I'm fine. I'll be just fine, right? But then again, you go on into that indecisiveness. Well, my head helped me get through this thing, but now I'm feeling this again. Let's go back in the head. It's almost like the cat standing like that we saw it here on the door. Do you want to go in? Do you want to go out? And let's see the last one. The last one is friends. Yeah, friends, companionship. That's going to be something that actually kind of like comes back together, because this card is joyfulness. And even though this is indecisive, who was it? Pisces. That was a solution, kind of like just get nurturing from the people around you that is going to help. Is going to be the same basically advice for you, right? And you need to find, and it's going to be smaller group, like maybe another one or two, but that's basically going to be all that basically takes, right? It's going to be some events, some pleasure, maybe some kind of like dancing over here, and also something very innocent. It's not going to require like big preparation. So prepare for that self, prepare yourself for it, right? So your wishes will be satisfied. And even though here what you were wishing for didn't happen, what's the song? Like you might not get what you want, but you're going to get what you need. So that's basically Libra message over here. So my dear Libra, after all, I mean, it was very similar to Aquarians, which was like all bad, but it was actually good things happening in the background. You need to trust the universe. You need to trust that everything is happening, because something really, really good is brewing for you, and you're not able to see it from dealing with these annoyances, which could be at Mercury retrograde as well, right? So that's what is happening. So the next card that we have here, let me see on comments to catch up with this. Yes, Barbie, please do help to support. And yes, we did have Libra over here. So let's see it. So Barbie saying Aries. And Jenny is still saying, Safi, I'm confused. If I can only write cat as well, I speak it. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah, that's what Jenny said to you. Meow, meow. That meant forgive me. Did you get that? Do you love her now? Meow. Yes, you do. Do you love Jenny? Oh, that's so nice. You see, Jenny, you knew how to communicate with this little fur boy. Yes, we had to talk cat. She said you need to speak my language. That's amazing. That's right, Kelsey. Rolling Stones. But if you try really hard, you get what you need. So look at that. ECAD, bingo. So we have ECAD. I'll put it here. Put you on the list. Get in your card. Hi, Shafi girl. Hi, Shafi. Hi, Shafi. And this one is going to be last guess. And after that, there'll be two, which just simple. And this is where we stop. So, Leo, let's put your stamp. Leo, let's see. Jenny says she speaks your language. Leo, you got a bundle of cards over here. So let's see what you have. You have the Empress. Ooh, major arcana. You have the World, which is karma card, reversed. And then you have Ace of Cups. And then you have Grace, the Temperance. Whew! So you are contained in this card actually in the regular Rider-Waite deck, right? So this is the Venus principle. It's kind of Libra is like Venus is really kind of a good companion for Leo. And then we have another fire sign or Sagittarius over here. So, but then also you have Aquarius, you have Taurus, and you have Scorpio in this one as well. So there is like some kind of like a new beginning. So you are maybe starting and opening a month with feeling really good about being with the close ones. There is like something about this world that is really making me pause. Generally, I don't like the world reversed. I never find it a good card. Readers will say, "Oh, just just wait. It's going to happen. It's going to eventually come up. Yes, it will. But if you're waiting in a line for an ice cream, and when your turn comes, the ice cream is not there, it just like feels like you just all this time was like for nothing. You just wasted this time, right? So that will be on a light side, but it could be much, much bigger than that. But I see a new beginning after that. So after all, I can actually say, yes, I do see this card is eventually going to flip, and it's going to be something going on that you're going to really, really like, and it's going to be very kind of like important over here, right? So it almost like feels to me, because this is Libra and this is Taurus principle. So it talks about comfort and comfort of being at home. And maybe you're redecorating your home. Maybe you're getting new pillows and stuff. Guys, be very careful with decorating anything during Mercury retrograde. You're just going to regret it, and you're going to just have to do it all over again. It rarely works out unless you're buying something really expensive, and somebody's doing that who did millions of times. Generally, these are big flops. Don't get a new hairdo, don't get new wardrobe, nothing, right? So just keep this in mind. But look, even though there's like this some kind of reversals, and you're feeling a little bit, I guess, let me see, what would be the word I would use? You're feeling bad for yourself. You're feeling like a victim. And almost like I'm picking up that you don't like feeling like a victim. Look at this, like it's a young woman. And you're saying yourself, look, I'm better than that. Like, I mean, I need to kind of like tap into who I am. I need to tap into that thing, that vibration that I had, and I'm not letting this kind of let go, right? But it's really interesting over here to me is that this could be a damsel in distress. So I'm wondering here if you have asked somebody to be there for you and they haven't been, and this is kind of like what is really standing out for you, and you're kind of like observing this person. That can be very, very interesting over here, right? So we also have the fountain kind of like gushing here. So there's like something emotional. So there is clearly going to be some kind of like emotional letdown where you're going to say, you know what, I need to pull myself up. And you're doing it very successfully. Whether it is with the same person, with a new person, I cannot tell because it really didn't show. But given that hidden signs are in here, it could be Leo, could be Scorpio, could be Taurus, and could be Aquarius. So these four signs would be kind of like main things. Maybe they let you down, but this new person could be, let's say, Sagittarius. Be careful. Sagittarius and Leos get along really, really well, and they also can get in lots of mischief. And look at, in this card is actually called Grace. The Siamese cat is walking down this path, and we know the cat doesn't like water, but look, it basically tells us even in a bad situation, something extraordinary happens, and we see something completely new formed, which is this rainbow over here. So you guys, you know what? Like, I mean, it's going to be a temporary setup. The good news about the World card and why I didn't make it kind of like half karma card is because it is now. It's not a long present. Like see, you are the same axis as Aquarius, right? Kind of like connected by a hip. So for Aquarius, I said it almost like feels like we're living in some kind of extended present. And the reason is like we need to close all the doors to the past, right? For you, this present is much more narrow because that's a now card. And what I mean by now, I'm saying a day or two, just now. The situation is now, and then you're dusting yourself off, getting up and moving forward. And that's so it goes. So guys, really, really good month ahead for you. So from all the fixed signs, we all fixed signs had something, a hole that we had to dig ourselves from, but you have the smaller hole. How is that? Kind of like, hopefully that sounds really good. And the last one guess over here, we have Barbie and ECAT over here guessing. Barbie has 11, and we had 111 over here, 2 hours ahead. So let's see. Barbie's guess Sagittarius. Any other guesses? We have Cancer. Cancers, and also Cancers. Do we have Cancers? I think we do get Cancers sometimes here. I think Sally sometimes comes here. She has a Cancer or Venus in Cancer, something like that. Okay, Cancer, let's put this. Cancer, I want you to say, hey, I listened to this reading or something because you're under threat that I'm going to discontinue reading your signs because I don't remember Cancers coming really frequently over here. And channeling is not easy. So if you guys don't care, well, acknowledge this and we can kind of like give this time to somebody else. But I do love you still. All right, let's see. Cancer. So we have Fire Tom. Then we have Three of Cups. This is like turning up really, really often. So Cancers, Fire Tom is Sagittarius. Fire Tom is kind of like adventure that can end up badly. So Fire Tom and Fire Kitten, both of them really, really adventurous, and both of them very much, you being Cancer, being a water one, being completely out of element, because look, he's playing with the fire and then we can see it, his tail is like all fuming, and the same situation is happening here. It's just a matter of time. See, he's like more mature, he kind of like learned his way around fire. The king is fully in control of fire. So these are stages, but it looks like we're going this way, kind of like in this direction. So this card is also showing there is like somebody strange or estranged to kind of like use allegory over here. So maybe you're intrigued with somebody, my dear Cancer, with some stranger. It kind of like really feels they're like in two very different worlds. Maybe you don't belong in the same group of people, maybe in a very different, environments. Maybe you belong to two different classes of people, leagues, whatever you want to call it. Maybe this is like very, very much a dream. Could be something very much long distance over here happening. But nonetheless, you're trying to get somebody out of your head and it's not happening. Because you go from really sexual thoughts to intrigue thoughts. And that to me sounds like love, my dear Cancer, right? We go like, you know what? I would like to jump your bones, but oh my gosh, I like how you smile and you're so interesting and I want to be friends with you, right? So it shows to me that this is going way further than just something superficial, how you kind of like envision it. So that is really, really interesting over here, right? That kind of like this is really happening. So let's just get to see what is this card. So you have thought. You have thought reversed. Oh my gosh, what can go wrong? So you're all in, like you're really not thinking through that, right? You're like literally following your kind of like water nature. You're following your emotions over here. So I don't know. I'm thinking here there is somebody from the past. It's like there is some kind of connection over here, because also fire signs could be people from past lives, right, in our lives, and they generally bring, like, they're swiftly coming in. So they are not these karmic connections. Karmic connections can be anybody. Karmic connections literally right in, right, we want this person to reappear in our next life. But when it comes to lessons we want to learn, that's usually fire signs serve these lessons on us, and sometimes air signs as well. So kind of keep this in mind. So you're welcome, Jim. You're welcome. Have fun, guys. Have fun, Chris. Thank you for joining us. Next time is, what did I say, 16 or 23rd. So you, my dear Cancers, to go back to you, it's going to be, complete lack of reflection, right? You're going to act in a very impulsive way, right? So just, what I'm saying here, if you're starting something new, you're going to like really feel like a teenager, and that's going to pull a whole bunch of like emotions. You're going to feel like have wings. You're going to feel like you can fly. It's going to be a good feeling. So if you burn a little bit, so be it, right? That's basically what life is all about. When you speak to elderly, and when you ask them what do they regret in life, I generally get like a different spin-off of the same theme. And the spin-off is, I wish I got into more trouble, kind of a thing, that I was not always proper, that I was not always doing stuff. And that's kind of like really adorable to hear. And then and you're saying, oh, the purpose of my life was like to not to kind of like create trouble and not to be in trouble. And these people say, no, that means kind of living life. Okay, so I'm going to grab this one first. So this one, the Aries will go first. And what is the other one that is staying for? And the Sagittarius is going to be the last one. So, okay, so let's go Aries. Aries. Where is Aries? Let's put a stamp here. So I'm going to make it under hour and a half because that was my goal for today. I also want to take advantage of this beautiful sunshine. So Aries, let's see what we have for you. So we have Two of Sky. There's like some level of indecision that I'm seeing over here. Ooh, Fire Queen. That's your queen. It's kind of celebration. Could be a Leo in your life. It could be, there's like some kind of like celebration going on over here. But look at that. It was another sign. I forgot which one it was. You got both of these cards reversed. You're getting them all in the upright. And that's kind of like, it's almost like a bit of confusion. Well, it's a bigger confusion. It's bigger indecision. The other one was like a bigger depression. So do your pick, right? So you're going to have your moments in this particular month. I really cannot say much about it because there's like really nothing particular drawing. I'm going to get one of these cards just to get some clarification here as well. This one going to come. And it's a Lord, but it is reversed. So is it you, Aries, this Lord, or is it like somebody in your life? So we have a Lover and we have a Lord in these Gypsy cards. And the difference is that Lover is just like that Sagittarius. It's kind of like coming in and out, right? But the Lord is somebody who is stronger and has the more pull, more say, a title, right? So he's symbolizing nobility and status, kind of a thing, right? So somebody who is really, really well off, right? But you're not feeling this well off, my dear Aquarius. This card is reversed here. So this man or a woman, because this is general reading, is of a poor character. This will be a husband who doesn't love us, a wife who doesn't love us, but mostly men, I would say. So if you're a male, I would say it wouldn't be your wife. It probably would be your parents or siblings. Kind of like you need to really look into that, or it could be you. If you're a man, it's somebody who is shameless, but also somebody who is actually in a really bad shape. And there's like this person here. I think she's female. I think she could be a Leo, pulling you up, propping you up, right? Because this person is really wounded by life, right? And this card generally warns about deception or danger, but it also is the card that can actually represent somebody's regrets, somebody's kind of like thinking through it, somebody who, feels, which is really actually a nice quality to have if you wish. Many people these days don't have this emotional intelligence, especially in the Western world, living with thoughts about, like you never have regrets, you never have apologies. Last night I watched an old movie on Disney Channel, and it was Meryl Streep and Liam Neeson, where they were a married couple, and the police knocks on the door, and they're accusing their son of murder, and the son is nowhere to be found, and father refuses. Impromptu kind of like search, so he finds it in a car, really bloody glove. And I'm not going to give you any more stuff than that, but really the interesting moral of the story was that they actually made them feel guilty for telling the truth, kind of a thing. And this kind of like really reminded me of that one scene in the movie where telling the truth actually brought a really, really bad outcome, right? So this is kind of like literally how the entire Western world is almost like geared to, because You're told, like, we just always have to spin something, right? So be very careful about that, my dear Aries, because this is really warning you. You're having like two choices. You're given two choices. One, and this is like air, so kind of like which way wind blows. And two, are you in or are you out? And literally, I think this is the last check. Like there's like something you're not feeling right about, but you keep going. Somebody's convincing you everything is okay, but you keep thinking, you keep going back into kind of like wondering if you should or if you shouldn't. So just think about it. Here somebody's calling me, but they should know. They have to wait until 1:30. People know, but people don't remember. So yes, Zaf is saying, let's go outside. It's like perfect wind. I just can't wait to get into my hammock. So Sagis, you guys are the last. Sugar comes last. I have been mentioning you many, many times. So let me just put the stamp over here. All right. Sagittarius. Thank you, Barbie. You're so freaking full of compliments, so sweet. It was just my name was supposed to be Vladimir, and apparently the snow started this day. And where is that, Sagittarius? And that saved me from that name. And also, besides, I'm a girl, not a boy. So let's do it. And I think Barbie has a better things. So Barbie, you need to accept my invitation for admin, and then you can do this stuff forever and play with this. Okay, so we have the lovers, we have a sea tone, and we have a sky tone. So we don't have yours, but like these are knights, and knights are basically Sagittarians, and lovers is Gemini. So Sagittarius, Gemini. Again, also you two guys, these two signs are joined by axes. The famous couple was Angelina Jolie, Gemini, and Brad Pitt, Sagittarius over here. So in this lover card, which was not perfectly rendered, it's perfectly rendered for us to think of lovers. But this card was supposed to be called a choice, because it's supposed to have lovers, meaning plural, meaning more than one, not like this romanticized feeling. So this is really talking about having a choice. And I really think that's what you're doing. Either you're mesmerized with some kind of Gemini and you're like very, very playful with it, right? Because this shows coming emotions out, and then you want to show your intellectual prowess over here. Or it shows that possibly a new person is coming through, that you're like really wondering what to do. But it could be two people, as it's kind of like showing, and they're like very, very different. One is kind of like rub my belly, and it's very sensual, where the other one is like so much fun to be around. It's kind of cracking you up. And it's really hard to make a decision because they're both exciting in very different ways. And you're being Sagittarius in the end, and then you are not making a decision, which then basically pisses everybody off, and they come to Cat Tarot to get a reading. So thank you very much, Sagittarius, for sending business my way. So let's just see what card for clarification do you get here. And you get Lord. So man is in control in the stage. So if you're a woman, you feel that you have to wrap yourself around somebody. If you're a man, then you feel like I'm in charge. I'm definitely calling the shots, and I kind of like really want to go with that. So just kind of like, as I said, it's going to feel, somebody's going to feel controlled, right? Somebody's going to feel or somebody might feel control in retrospect. Oh my God, this was happening. I didn't know this was happening, and kind of a stuff. But altogether, for you, from your perspective, you're doing what you want, you're having fun, you're entertained, you're being emotionally satisfied and served. So I really cannot say that you're going to have a bad month. Quite contrary. Au contraire, mon Sagittarius. So that concludes our readings. So I'm going to pull cards right now for, I think it was two winners, and that was Barbie and ECAT. And after that, we will have doors. So let me just remove these cards. and get a different deck for that. Am I getting a deck here? Yeah. Okay. So, Barbie. Let's remove the banner over here. So, guys, if you didn't like it, I'll please ask you to like it. That's all I ask about that. So, where are my comments? There's. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Well, I guess everybody here is subscribed, so we did that. And Barbie. My Natalie become Nathan. That's cute. Kitty cat. Barbie, the moon. The moon talks about moodiness. It talks about weird thoughts. Are you worried about your health, Barbie? Is there something going on? These are pearly gates, but there's like overall confusion. This is like conscious and subconscious. You're Libra, so this is not necessarily the great card for Libras. It can talk about jealousy. It can talk about illusions. It can talk about make believe kind of a thing. But it's just like the lobster is actually the one who is getting it. So look, he's getting from this deep emotional world, right? And he's finding this path, and this path is through pearly gates to the other side. So this moon is also shown as the sun because this freaking rays are sun, and this is the moon with a face, and this face is not overly happy looking down and why you're barking at me, what's wrong with you kind of a thing. So there's like something going on in your life, Barbie, that shows imbalance. And I would suggest breathing. I don't know why this is coming to me. It's just like, sometimes I have these words flashing before my eyes, and the word that flashed was breathing. You need to start breathing. Like, I don't know, are you experiencing anxiety of some sort? And it's just like coming to me, breathing. And then this, it was just like a strip of the paper, just like the ones that I have for the names of the signs. And it was just really trembling in the wind. So I think this breathing has to be very rapid. So be very careful with this rapid breathing. And I was studying quite a bit about breathing a few years ago. You are going to diminish lots of CO2, so you can become very lightheaded. Don't ever try to do it while driving or something. Just make sure you lie down. But like sort of like this is being suggested to you as a remedy of some sort. And ECAT, are you here? Did something flicked? No, I didn't. Is ECAT here? Come on. Kitty. It's another kitty. And where are the comments? Oh. ECAT, you're getting the Chariot. So ECAT is a project of some sort. Chariot is like, if you're asking for, okay, you're here, I see. If you're asking for, let's say, a relationship, if something is going to work well, then I have to say this is more or less a solo card. Like the Chariot, he has like really goal, even though he has a Yoni Lingam over here, which kind of like is its sexuality and also presents Cancer. So it has this whole kind of like moon involved, which is very sexy. Cancers are really freaking adorable, kind of like... but this in particular one is asking for your willpower. And this is the suggestion. Like he doesn't have reins. These Sphinx that are now going in different direction, he needs to govern. He needs to govern to where he wants them to go, just with the power of his mind, right? So he has the shield. So he's shielding his heart, and that's Cancer. It's kind of like that core that is it's covering the poor little crab, right? To go to his safety, right? And he has a wand over here, which shows that he can create this magic. He also is the ruler, and like, I don't know if you can see it here. I'm just actually noticing for the first time, he has a whole bunch of signs, actually probably every single sign and every single planet carved in his dress over here, right? And he has the moons on his shoulders, and he has the star over here. So it speaks for everything from spirituality to this basically sky about it. But he is basically ruling all the knights in a deck. So because he's a general and these are the soldiers, right? And he is the one coming up with a strategy. So basically that's the message to you. You need to have willpower, you need to have a strategy in order to move forward. So hopefully this helps. It was not vague at all for either one of you. And lastly, to seal a reading for today is the doors. I'm just going to cut the deck and we're going to look at the bottom card. So you guys pick one. I'm going to put here the stand because I usually forget this one here as well. And then I just need to transcribe them quickly. So the door number 1 over here is Ace of Cups. So yes, it's a Labor Day. We also have a Labor Day, so it's going to be fun. So guys, don't let the summer be over yet. But this one is a clearly yes, and this could be an emotional question. There is something going on. Something has a really good potential. Go for it, play it. It's going to go in a really good direction. The door number 2, it's the blast from the past. It could be something connected to the past. It could be some kind of like memories going behind. It's a yes. Is somebody contacting you via Facebook saying, hey, it's a high school reunion, kind of a stuff. Mercury retrograde. It's going to be something like that. Maybe already started. It's a yes. And the door number 3, it's a Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is also for me very much Aquarius card. It's a very friendly card. This is another yes. This one might take a little bit longer to evolve because this is like slow, but it's also steady. And generally, like, this dude will be the only one in a regular deck having a black horse where all the other horses are white. I don't know if you ever noticed that, right? So, but here he is like red and his pentacles, and pentacles is also red. So it shows there's like some kind of dynamic attitude going forward. Let's see who asked for 3. Barbie said 3. Anybody else? Because that can mean money, Barbie, as well. But kind of like money that took freaking forever to get to it. So keep it in mind, guys, but it also can mean friendship and something else as well. So there you go. Slow and steady wins the race. Thank you all. I really appreciate you guys joining in and spending this time with me, where you can be anywhere else in the world. And I appreciate that. So the next time I'm going to announce, it's going to be 16th or 23rd. I'm thinking 23rd because I want to give myself a little bit more of a hiatus, because then we are going in a 2-week rhythm after that. And then when we go further down in the winter, I think November is weekly. And then again, anyway. To give you the entire my strategy kind of stuff, but kind of like around Christmas, I also take a little bit kind of like 2 weeks off, etc., etc. So until Lorna, where were you? Like, I mean, didn't see any comments coming from you. So just don't freeze in that cold SF, cold Frisco. But I wish everybody have a beautiful month, beautiful week. We are going through the last month. And that's right, the 23rd would make sense because that's the end of the summer. I don't have excuses anymore. So until the next time, guys, you know that I love you. Thank you very much. Come and recheck your reading. And just remember, yes, it is Mercury retrograde happening. So just be a little bit extra careful. Love you. Wish you all the best. Until the next time, take care.